Hello, and welcome to Starting Points, where one thing leads to another. That's the way it goes. Who discovered America? Was it Columbus? Leif Erikson? Early traders from Asia? Fishermen from England? The ancestors of the Indians? Here is the surprising scientific detective story of the search for clues to the earliest settlers and explorers of the New World by Patricia Lauber. Well, they're using, when they say scientific, they're using things like carbon-14 dating. That one could take the charcoal from a forge in a settlement in Newfoundland and get a range of time that settlement must have been made. In the case of the settlement there, people assume it was the Vikings that made that settlement, partly because of the forge and the metalworking and the type of shelter that didn't match up with Inuit shelter or First Nations shelter. A woman who was involved in that study, whose name is Danola Bardone, put together a book called Time Detectives, which looks at clues from the past, maybe not as far past as 800 or 900s, but the past in something going on in all the provinces and areas of Canada. So even if you didn't live in Canada, you might be interested, if you were interested in archaeology or those questions about how do they go about determining these things. Fiction takes that kind of research and turns it and fleshes it out and gives us a story, gives us a situation that's quite, in some cases, extremely believable. This is one of those cases. Throwstone, The First American Boy, by Ted Sales and Mary Stevens. I really like this story. It's harsh, it's stark is maybe a better word than harsh. It's stark, it's uplifting, it's realistic. I could believe that the things that they share as the story really happened. The same is true of the works of James Houston. James Houston, I think, grew up and learned to be an artist in the United States, but he was very much attracted to the Arctic, and he spent time off and on over years. He helped Inuits create co-ops to produce prints of their creations, their dreams, their observations of the natural world. Very striking work. And he wrote, in this case, Inuit legends, 4 of them, collected in this one volume. Tikkaliktik, the first one, is one I read to my classes. A survival story, as many of them are, really. as was throw stone. This is not a friendly atmosphere conducive to much leisure. You've got to be resourceful and persistent. And anyway, wonderful to have all four of these, which originally came out as thin novels, with his illustrations. And I just was so thrilled to see this come out. Here's the famous bow drill being used to drill a hole. What an amazingly inventive people the Inuit are. James Houston mentioned his connection with art studies in the United States. He worked with Steuben, which is a glass company, and made these works. I'll show you the front cover of this Fire into Ice book and the back cover. And you get some amazing three-dimensional things of both what's in the water and what's above, like the fishermen, and below into the block of glass, the fish. America's first civilization. So this sounds like it might be along the first American boy, but no, this is nonfiction work that went into the exploring the Olmecs, which came much before the Aztecs and the Mayas. And in fact, not too far from the time that the Egyptians were making pyramids, these were farmers, and later they made pyramids and these amazing stone art. There seems to be in cultures an innate something to create forms of art, representations of things. And in this book, photograph of that famous monolithic face, National Geographic book. Fiction. I'll end with fiction because for me, the story is so important because it talks about the decision making, the human qualities, a struggle that people have in their minds as to what they're doing this or should I do that, and this is by Scott Odell, and that's what I really like about his writing is the complexity of the human mind, and so this takes place in Mayan times. And this book, which the cover's not going to show you anything except the spine will show you the title, the King's Fifth. And that refers to the fact that if gold was found, the King of Spain received 1/5 of the sale of it. Whatever amount of money was made, 1/5 went to the king. And it deals with the exploration of Coronado with a group of soldiers. One of the men in it, in particular, And he is later tried, brought to trial, and I like that whole justice story that interweaves through the narrative of the book. It's a deep and fascinating book called The King's Fifth. Okay, well, until next time, bye for now.